Python CSV is way more powerful than people think. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the fastest way to read and write CSVs. And at the end, I'll show you a sniffer trick to work with custom CSVs. Here I have two CSV files. One is programminglanguages.csv and one is programminglanguages2.csv. CSV stands for comma-separated values. As you can see here, in one row, I have three values. One is language, one is creator, and one is year, and they are all separated with commas. If you're wondering why some are yellow, red, and purple, that's because I installed a special plugin on PyCharm. That's why PyCharm is very useful if you're going to work with data analysis. And this way, I can easily distinguish between creator, year, and language. Also, CSV files can be opened with Excel. Keep that in mind. Now that you know how these CSV files look like and what they are, let's start working with them. If you want to work with them, you can import CSV module. To be honest, you don't have to import the CSV module to work with CSV files, but it's better that way because you have some special functions that you can use. Because we are working with files, the most efficient way with working in files in Python is with context managers. And to create a context manager, you need to write keyword with, and then here you can open your file. The first file I want to open is programminglanguages.csv. The next parameter is in what mode. Is it read, read and write, read only, etc. At the beginning, I'll just write read only mode. And then the encoding in which you want to open your file. In my case, let it be UTF-8. So I can get all the possible characters. And because I open this file, I need to store it somewhere, in some variable. And that's why I will write as f. Now, this programminglanguages.csv is actually this f variable. If I want to open my file, I'll write for row in CSV.reader and pass f. This reader will read this whole f file, and this for row in that reader will iterate to every row. And now I can simply print my rows. Let's run the code, and as you can see, everything that I stored in my programming languages file is now stored in Python in these lists. But that's not very easy to read and understand if you have a lot of them and you don't really know what represents what. For example, what if you have 10 columns? You can easily forget what is what. For that reason, we have also DictReader, which actually stores your read file in a list of dictionaries. And here I can write row and pass one of the column names, for example, language. Let's say I want only to print the language and in which year it was created. So here I'll write row and then here pass year. When I run this, as you can see, only languages are printed and their years. And also I don't have the header row like in the simple reader function. Now let's write something in our programming languages file. For that, here I need to write W, and this will open my file in a W mode, which means write only mode. To put some data in my file, here I'll write data and then create a list. If you want to create a whole file, the first thing you have to write here is a header where you will write languages, creator, and year, but I don't want that. I just want to put one language inside my programming languages. And because they're all stored as a list, you have to provide them as a list. So here I'll write list, and here write 1, 2, and 3. This is just for the sake of the example, and I know these are not languages, creator, and year. And let's pass another one, 5 and 6. Here I can write W to be equal to CSV.Writer, and here pass where I should write my data. It's in F. And then I can call this W and write W.WriteRows. Because I want to write multiple rows, I'll write write rows and here pass the data that I want to pass. In my case, it is this data list of lists. Let's first copy this and then let's run our code. Nothing is printed because it should be stored here. And as you can see here, now we have some extra spaces and also everything is lost. That's because by default, here we have new line parameter that automatically puts an extra new line. And here you should write new line to be empty. And now we won't have extra rows that are empty But the problem is we lost everything. And why is that? Because writing overwrites everything. If I want to append on my previous file, I should here write A, which is append mode. And let's put everything that I stored here. And now let's run to see if this will actually work. As you can see, the 2 extra rows are added. We haven't lost our previous data, and also there aren't any extra enters. As we have DictReader, we also have a DictWriter. For that, you'll write here DictWriter to remove this. But when you have a DictWriter, you should also pass another parameter, which is field names. And here you should write what column names you have. For example, we have languages. What is cool about this is that you now can write simply w.write header. And this will write you a header, which means you will add these at the beginning of your file. But since we already have them, we don't want this write header. And there is some yellow outline on this data. That's because here we pass list of lists. But when we have a DictWriter and reader, we want to pass and get a list of dictionaries. So here we should convert this into a dictionary and write language should be 1, creator should be 2, and year should be 3. A cool thing about this is that you now don't have to worry in what is the exact order. Here you can write, okay, I want my year to be 4, I want my language to be 5, and I want my creator to be 6. Here I messed up. It should be language. And as you can see, yellow outline is gone. When I run this code, let's first remove all of these and store it. And now let's run the code. Language. I made a mistake. Here should be languages, and here should be languages as well. Oh, I added a column here. There shouldn't be any. Let's run the code. Let's see if it's stored the way we want. I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 4, just like how I wanted. And the last thing I want to show you is this programming languages 2 CSV file, as you can see, has the same data as the before file, but the only difference now is that the limiter is actually not a comma. And that is valid because CSV files can work even when the delimiter is not a comma. It can be this OR operator or colon or semicolon or whatever you want. But when I try and open it in a traditional way, you will see now, I simply returned the previous code where I read my file using a DictReader and changed my file to programming languages 2. Now when I run this, you expect to see a list of dictionaries that has 3 keys and 3 values. Keys are languages, creator, and year. But I only have 1 key, and that key is the merge key of all 3 keys. And that's because Python by default looks for comma separation. But in my case, I have this OR operator as a separator. So to find what is the actual delimiter in your CSV file, we use a sniffer function. So I'll write a sample, and before you call the sniffer, you have to give it a sample on which it should find what is the delimiter. So here I'll write f.read, and this will read all the file, but I don't want a whole file. Let's say I want first 1,000 characters. And this will find in that 1,000 character sample what is the actual delimiter. And I'll write here delimiter should be equal to CSV dot sniffer, and from sniffer class I want a sniff function where I want to find the delimiter on a given sample. And now if I run this, let's print the delimiter. I should write representation of delimiter.delimiter, and this will give me that the OR operator is the delimiter. But when I try to print all of them, this won't work because this read actually says, okay, now I've read first 1,000 characters. Start from 1,001st character and read onwards. But because with 1,000 characters I actually scanned my whole file, there's nothing left to read. For that matter, I have to put my reader at the beginning. And for that, you should write f.seek and write 0, which means start from the beginning. And now in this DictReader, if you don't pass the delimiter, it will again scan for commas. So here I should write the actual name for this parameter is dialect. So here we write dialect equals delimiter. And now when I run this, I should expect the same result as before. Let's run the code. As you can see, I have language and the creator and a year keys in my dictionary. And it also tells me the delimiter is the OR operator, just how I wanted. If this helped, you will love my video on Python context managers, because it shows the clean, professional way to handle files without bugs like empty reads or forgotten clauses. Click that video next and subscribe for more practical Python tutorials every week.